Okay, sorry for the slight delay, guys. There, just trying to get everything ready, send out the notifications and whatnot, so that we can get underway here. It's a one-man show, so I can't do everything at once here. I believe Asura had a placeholder ban here. That'll be a Yumi. That's the blank ban right now. Everything else is, I believe, what it shows on Pro Draft. So that's the only thing. Yeah. So Yumi's the only ban you don't see there. They weren't quite able to lock it in time. They just sent that in the lobby chat. But actually getting into things that have been picked so far, Lane 0 and Inferno going for the Sivir and the Morgana here. Sivir been super popular. Been banned a lot. And pretty much when it's not banned, it's first picked. Nowadays, it's just that good. So we'll see if it proves too much for Asura. They're going for a Kaisa into it, which hasn't had too much success. Generally, it's not really like anything you play to combat the lane with. I've seen some people play Draven into Sivir, but there aren't that too many like hard counters right now to Sivir that really punish her in lane that heavily. But yeah, Darius also in the top lane is going to be up against her Renekton, so that's a pretty exciting matchup. Should be a lot of action up there. You'd expect the junglers to be up in the top side at some point during the early game. You know, probably after they get those double buffs, just head straight up there, because I think that'll be a big lane to decide what's going to happen throughout the rest of that game. Because while the 80 carries are strong, they're not strong until 25 or 30 minutes. They don't really, control the game until that point. Darius and Renekton will control the game until then, and can delay the enemy carry, getting to their spikes by just winning fights in the mid game here, get the bear in it, and sort of push the pace of the game and really make life difficult. And if you start to fall behind, you start to lose that side lane in this type of matchup. You don't really have like a tank to fall back on a team fight, because Darius and Renekton really don't provide that. But we've got Morgana and Sejuani as well here, so would have expected a few jungle bans. Asura just going to go with the one jungle ban on the Rex side, going to ban out the Nico as well, and Aurelia and Ahri on the other side here. So some mid lane focus for lane 0, and then a jungle and mid lane ban on the other side for Asura. And you're going to get the Nautilus. This is an interesting pick. I think Nautilus is a really good champion, but he just picked Nautilus into a double spell shield lane in Morgana Sivir, which feels not great to me. Could certainly still have a lot of utility in team fights, but I feel like you're never going to land a Nautilus ult this game with the spell shields that you have. It's really hard to proc the spell shields on Nautilus. You generally don't have enough magic damage to kill the Morgana Black Shield, especially if she's maxing it. So kind of an interesting pickup here. May move to mid lane, but you'd expect Nautilus to be in support nowadays. And Skarner will be picked up in the jungle here for lane 0 Inferno. So a decent ganker early on. Once he gets Predator, you'd expect him to kind of do it. I would imagine he's probably going to clear like 4 camps or whatever, go back, get Predator boots, and then maybe head topside. That's kind of his plan. And then level 6. Well, level 6 is going to be crazy because they just picked up a Malzahar alongside that Skarner here. So this is going to be a pretty nutty duo in the mid lane. Whatever mid lane you have is going to be in trouble. And Asura go with the Orianna here. Which is, I think, a strong pick. It's pretty. I think it's pretty underrated right now. The issue is that it's very immobile, and it's gonna get punished by the enemy mid jungle duo here. So I think that's a real concern for you. All right. Let's go back to the pro draft while we're sorting things out in the lobby. But that's a real concern. With this, looks like there was a little misclick. So we'll just restart the draft here. But yeah, the Orianna, I think, is kind of not the greatest pick overall in this situation. I think she's solid, but up against a Skarner and Malzahar, I think you have a real tough time. You know, you definitely have to get the QSS for later on in the game, and once you hit level 6, you're definitely not going to have the QSS, most likely, unless you get like a kill early on and go back and get that, but that would be a big investment. And I just really fear for this Orianna pick. I would have wanted something with more mobility, I think, to be a bit more flexible in this lane, be a bit safer. But they're going to go with the Orianna here, and that'll give them, you know, a good mid laner, a good solid mid laner, and some combo potential with the Sejuani, the Nautilus. You can sort of get those big slows, big AoE shock waves alongside the Nautilus there, so maybe that's how they plan to get rid of the spell shield as well, with the Orianna, you know, destroying the Morgana spell shield before an important ability comes in or something like that. But I think it's going to be tough. Really, really tough draft, I think, so far for Asura T1. On the other side, you have a really good, solid, consistent lineup for Inferno, and I feel like you feel pretty good about who you're playing into. You have a relatively mobile A to carry. Obviously, she has the ultimate, but that doesn't get you that far away. And if you're being chased, like all you can really do is auto the Skarner and then hop the max distance away from him, and it doesn't really get you very far. And the Nautilus, I think, is gonna have a tough time peeling. You know, the people trying to jump onto the Kaisa, and Orianna will be in trouble as well. She has literally no mobility, so I fear for her. And then you have double spell shield as Inferno. Like, it feels like Inferno counters what Asura is trying to do, and Asura has no way of stopping what Inferno is trying to do with their composition. That's why I feel like they've got the edge here. But you still have really strong champions and a really nasty engage here. So if the spell shields aren't on point for McTrump and Age Wizard, there is an opening, and you could really exploit that, because once one ult hits, the rest are gonna, because they'll just chain that CC together, and Sivir and Morgana will die very quickly. But again, you even have spell shield on Malzahar here, so it's going to be hard to find one, you know, find an opening, but if they do, they can probably get a crazy combo here and kill them pretty quickly here. But I think the big defining lane in this game, the thing that's going to define the first couple minutes and probably the entire game, will be the top lane here. The Renekton and Darius look to be both going TP, so there won't be any advantage there in terms of summoner spells. But if one of them gets ahead, they can kind of change the game by split pushing, right? Because if Renekton gets crazy fed, sure, while your team's pretty good, they don't really combat a Renekton very well. Spell shields are good for, you know, dodging the stun, but he's all 80 damage. You don't really have a ton of escapes. You have just ways to deny the engage. So I really would fear for, you know, McTrump, once that Renekton gets fed, like, what's he really gonna do? I think that's very, very scary here. And with Spear of Shojin and Black Cleaver, the amount of mobility Renekton will have with the CDR is just ridiculous. And Sivir won't really have enough damage, neither will Malzahar, until later on in the game here. And I mean, Malzahar just does a consistent amount of damage. Sivir won't get, you know, her damage to kill the Renekton until 2 or 3 items. And if you can't kill the Renekton, you can't really stop him because of just the way the champion functions. So I worry there. But if you shut down that Renekton, that's not a concern at all. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of top lane focus. Let me check if Renekton was picked into Darius. Nope, Darius is picked into Renekton here. The Sivir was first picked. And I'll just go back to Pro Draft here so you guys can see. So the Sivir was first picked. Then Kai'Sa Renekton was picked. Then Darius Morgana here. So Renekton was blind pick. There was one top lane ban in the Urgot, but other than that, they pretty much blind picked this Renekton here, and then Darius was picked into that, and Orianna was picked into the Malzahar. as well. So, and Nautilus importantly was picked into Morgana Sivir. So those are some key takeaways from that start. I'm gonna go to a quick break. Gonna get some water before we start here, because I forgot to do that earlier on. But we'll be back in like a minute or so. Yeah, just another minute or so on spectator delay, and then we'll start this series off right. It's gonna be Lane 0 Inferno versus Asura T1. This is game 1, so stick around, and we'll be back in just a minute. Alright, here we go. Game 1 of our best of 3 series here. Lane 0 Inferno on the blue side, Asura T1 on the red side. Gonna be a fan out here for Inferno. Asura got 4 top side, 1 in mid lane. It's gonna be their mid laner, the Oriana there. Darius and Skarner will be in the river on the top side. We'll see this, but the Nautilus there may be a bit of an issue if they're not quick on the reaction. But Alive sees this, and it'll probably be okay. So, all good, no bloodshed, level 1. Nothing too crazy gonna be happening here. Looks like both junglers gonna go to that bot side start, gonna get that nice bot lane leash. 2 people's better than 1. Sometimes if you have a tanky support like Nautilus, they'll also the support will also tank a buff. As we get a little bit of a fight going on here. Revnon started pull and got 3 autos off thanks to that Halo Blades rune there. So actually got a lot of damage down onto Shock. Cool there. So this is a really nice start for him. He's got his Halo Blades back. And may look to fight here. I think level 1, just straight up auto for auto trade with abilities. I'm pretty sure Darius wins because of the bleed and the Halo Blades. This Conqueror won't stack fast enough. Here we get a fight level 1. McTrump hooked in. Ignite gonna go down. McTrump has no heal. Has TP and Flash. May just have to use TP. He's very, very low. Uses the potion though, so may opt to stay, but we'll be at a low health total, and that'll make things difficult here. So, a little bit of a eventful start here, a little bit of trading, a few almost kills, but no one gonna die in the end, and we'll get off to a nice steady start here. But Triarch looking to change that. He's coming up to Sejuani here with red buff for the gank. Revnon here, he's got shock pools very low, but the stun's gonna come through, and that'll be first blood here. So as I was hypothesizing, a lot of jungle focus going to be put up there, and their Nectin's off to a nice start. Did not get the kill, but gets the assist, and obviously will get the TP out of Darius here, but their Nectin being low will have to go back and TP back him himself. So should be a similar timing on the TP, but a better back. He gets the cull, and that's to a Ruby Crystal, so I think that's a positive outcome. As well as having the refillable potion will mean that he gets a little bit more value off that back. The Age Wizard now gets hooked, and we'll lose that trade overall here. Revnon and Alive coming up here for the 2v2 against Triarch and Shockpool. A lot of rage stack up though. Revnon's already very low, and Alive gonna get the stun, but he'll have to try and get out. No, he gets stunned by the Sejuani. The mid laners come up to join as well here, and young Adrian might be in trouble. Ladong James has gone for the phase rush here, so he's giving chase, but a good blast come will get young Adrian out to safety here. So one death, and that'll be the jungler here. Alive will fall in the river, but both the soul laners will make it out a-okay. And that call will pay off quite nicely in a few minutes here, but it does sacrifice some early combat potential, so there's a possibility Revnon may still win the 1v1 right now, despite having died earlier on. You know, he's not that far behind in terms of actual item, you know, disadvantage there. He's just got, it's 150 health to like 15 AD or something, in terms of a difference between the two, because of the starting item. So I wouldn't feel too bad if I was him right now. Predator, though, is picked up by Alive, so maybe he'll look to make something happen here. Maybe he'll just opt to go for a gank somewhere else. It's, you know, say play safe Revnon and just go even in that lane and just play to the scaling game. We'll see what the option is here, but I'd expect Triarch to make another play. There's McTrump used the spell shield a little bit early. Age Wizard will give him his, and hook misses anyway, so everyone's fine. Got a little bit scary there for a moment. Now a good binding gonna land here for Age Wizard. Riskful. Gonna have to use that heal. Alive and Triarch gonna fight in the jungle here. The top laners making their way down. The outshock proc. Alive use the blast. Oh, he doesn't get it off. And Shockpool with a flash over the wall will find the kill. His second of the game there. Alive almost made it to the blast cone, but as he was doing that, Shockpool flashed over and stunned him. And down he will go. So second death for the jungler here of Inferno. Not a great start for them. But exactly the start you're looking for if you're Asura. Getting this Renekton ahead and the jungler having a large impact early on while denying any real effectiveness from Alive. The Predator rune has gotten no use so far. And he's died twice, so I would say that's a good sign if you're Asura that the enemy jungler is 0-2-0. Team out now completed for Shockpool here, so the item advantage actually will matter now, I think. As the Darius does not have as much gold, will not be able to go back and maybe Phage. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know the numbers on Phage. I don't believe he has it yet. He does not. Okay, so the Darius will not have Phage. He's gonna get a longsword and some boots as well as some consumables. So there's a significant item advantage now for Shockpool on the Renekton. BF sword to BF sword in the bot lane and just starting items for the mid laners, as they both had to back very early on. And now a slight advantage here in CS in the bot lane. As a binding will land after a good spell shield from McTrump. And Okram will back out of that one, but lost a lot of health for it. He's got plenty of potions though, so it shouldn't matter overall, but it is surprising to me that the Kai'Sa Nautilus bot lane is doing so well here. Up CS, have complete lane priority, it feels like, considering the matchup. Live gonna take this red buff here. Triarch got spotted on that ward. He did not decide to continue on the invade, knowing he'd been spotted out. Now we got a little bit of fighting between the mid laners here. It's tied up. It's a lost chapter here. And boots, I guess. So slight advantage for Ladong James, but not that meaningful overall, I think. There's not really that much dodging that goes on with Malzahar. As Q, I suppose, but I feel like if you're probably gonna get hit by that anyway, if you're fighting him straight up. You see there, Ladong James is not dodging either of those Qs, so they're just taking the full damage, but the junglers both hovering around the bot side, looking for this dragon maybe. It's an ocean to start things off. And now the goal lead is actually starting to get pretty big. It's about 2,600. Obviously changing slightly here and there, but about 2,600 here for Asura T1. They're up 3-0 in kills. No objectives taken yet, but it's a nice start here. Now that we're almost to the 10-minute mark, you know, up 2,500 gold. I definitely like that start for them. Triarch looking around here for perhaps the gank in the mid lane. Adrian does not have spell shield available. The ult will land here, and he looks pretty dead to me. The shockwave will come through, and Ladong James picks up the kill in the mid lane exactly at the 10-minute mark. So now the entire top side of the map and mid lane for lane 0 Inferno looks pretty bad. 0-1, 0-2, 0-1. The bot lane remains 0-0, but 4-0 in the kill score, being down, you know, over 2,000 or over 3,000 gold now is quite a big margin there. CS has been closed, or the CS gap has been closed in bot lane right now. It's sitting about 5-6, so a wave or so, but not too big a difference between McTrump and Riskull. The mid lane CS gap though has grown a significant amount. Same thing with the top lane. Shockpool and Ladong James are up quite a bit of gold on their counterparts now. Over 1,000 in mid lane and 1,300 in the top lane, but that's of course because of some of those kills as well that Shockpool is able to pick up on Alive. So not a straight up win in terms of the 1v1. But still, a lot of work to be done here for Asura. Alive going to go for a play in the bot lane. He's going to go very fast. Aged Wizard flashes forward. We'll find the binding here. Flashing from Alive. They've got the AD carry. They've got the kill. McTrump gets the last hit. Alive will die, though. He went a little too far underneath that turret. It aggroed it for too long. And Okram with a hook and ignite. And the turret shot will secure the kill. Now a mid lane. A bit of trading here. All going to be used by young Adrian. Revdon was forced off the turret in the top side after Triax out of the play in the bot side. Knew it was safe to walk up here and take some platings and threaten that dive. They're going to clear out the wards behind that turret in the tri-brush. Now the TP coming in. McTrump going to join in this play. Revdon looking for potential play, but McTrump will join and just go right back. So a TP used. Not wasted, though. I would say that's definitely a worth for lane 0 Inferno, as they saved the life of Revdon and probably saved the life of that turret. If he goes down, at least those platings are going to be lost, if not the entire turret. So I think that is a good decision there for McTrump and the team. So we've got the Essence Fever completed here for McTrump. Still working on some parts for Riskful. Looks like he's going to go straight for the Infinity Edge, maybe? McTrump and Age Wizard, though, in trouble. Here comes... Oh, nice flash from McTrump. The spell shields were right on point as well. So he's going to be okay. A flash used alongside those double spell shields. But he makes it out okay after such want to use that ultimate. So I think you're happy with it. And here comes the play bot side. Alive coming in. So a little bit of a gank out of this one. Okram going to die here. And looks like the ult going to be used. The Impale. McTrump with a double kill. Alive comes in with another speedy gank in the bot lane. And now, all of a sudden, while you're worrying about the top side Inferno, the bot side is now at 3-0 here on McTrump. Exactly what they were looking for. Riskful 0-2-1 and 1-1 for Okram. So... while the top side is losing, Inferno is gaining stuff in the bot side here. Going to pick up the Ocean as well. No one has bothered to take that dragon yet. So they will get that one. A nice pickup. And now that you have control of the bot side, I think getting the dragon to respawn here is a-okay. Even if it is a mountain dragon, I think you're fine with that because of how the bot lane is going here. Don't know what the state of the game will be at 19 minutes, but if you can keep your bot lane turret up, I think you're happy. As Inferno. Revdon's still working on his items. He's significantly behind here. The EF sword was picked up by Shockpool, so it looks like he's going to go for Spear of Shojin first and then Black Cleaver after that, or maybe Death Dance or something. But Spear of Shojin will be the first item, I'd imagine. Now, after Riftshield's being picked up, Triac will back, and looks like he's going to head bot side with that. So the plan is to take the bot side turret. Shockpool will most likely get this top side turret very soon, if not right now. In fact, it will be right now. So the play will be to go bot side, not mid, which is interesting. But I like the play to go bot side here, because again, they want to secure that dragon in a couple minutes, and setting up for the dragon is important. And if you have the turret there in the bot side, the turret advantage especially, you'll be able to get priority on that, especially with the way mid lane is going as well. You don't really have to worry about priority there. It's bot lane you got to worry about. Young Adrian will get that blue buff here. And now, Age Wizard with a great spell shield will save him. 15 minutes in, though, still a significant gold lead here, about 4,000. For Asura T1. They've lost the dragon and they've given over several kills to the enemy carry, but they still lead overall. Flash forward here. Lane 0 Inferno going for a play. Ladong James in trouble. Revnon with the roam, and he will go down. Revnon with the kill. Shockpool coming up for, or coming down for a roam, I suppose, but he was way too late for that one. Triarch late as well, so mid laner will go down. No flash could even be used. Young Adrian too quick with his. And now, Alive coming in for the gank once again. It's been really potent so far, and it'll be a successful gank once again here. McTrump gonna get the kill, his 4th of the game. Alive has just been ganking that bot lane. After the top lane went so poorly for the first couple of minutes, he was like, all right, I'm ganking bot, baby. And it's worked out here. And now they've got the extremely powerful Sivir on the extremely powerful 80 carry McTrump. I think they're looking good here, but play in the mid lane is the issue here. A great ultimate from Triarch will secure the kill for Shockpool. Spear of Shojin is completed for him as well, so that Renekton is going to be super strong, and McTrump has got to watch out. Age Wizard is having a tough time keeping him safe. But both mid laners have fallen to ganks now, but bot lane will fall here, and now I think Alive's going to come back. A Shockwave going to be used by Ladong James, but a good spell shield by Age Wizard. Flash forward. Zonies will come through, though, for Age Wizard here. The stopwatch pivotal, keeping him alive, and they will get the counter kill. Ladong James goes down for a second time. Both mid laners with 2 deaths and only 1 kill involvement. The side lanes have really been where the success has been found in Shockpool and McTrump. So I thought there would be some explosive action in the top lane. There was. Unfortunately, it was at the expense of Revnon. And there was also some explosive action in the bot lane. The junglers have been busy up to this point. 6-6 in kills, but the gold lead is in favor of Asura T1 here. About 23,000. So it has shrunk a tiny bit here. But it is still holding steady at about 2k. That's been where it's been for the most part in this early game. But now that we start to transition to the mid game, it's tough to really assign lanes easily here. I think you want Sivir mid lane. That's always where I'd kind of imagine her. But then the Malzahar is going to have a tough time farming in top lane. And I think that's the right call, though. Young Adrian does have TP for this dragon that will be coming up in another minute, and that is a super important objective here. And you want the Sivir here for just this occasion. The Rift Herald is going to be summoned in mid lane by Triarch. The minion's going to be cleared here. The TP coming in, and that would be McTrump, I believe. Yep, there it is. McTrump coming in. Oh, they haven't hit the eye yet. Oh, there it is. Young Adrian finally finds the auto and the ultimate. Excuse me, the suppression onto Triarch. Flash forward, Alive gets the impale, and that will be a dead Shockpool. Ladong James and Okram will get away, but Riskful was just walking the lane that entire time. They went for the Rift Herald play, but the team wasn't there, and Asura paid the price. 2 dead, top and jungle, and that's a big shutdown on Shockpool as well here. And because of that lost fight, that'll mean the Mountain Dragon and nothing gained for that Rift Herald. It was killed before it even got the first charge off. Revnon coming in, flash double pull! Humongous play. Riskful has to use both summoners to get away here. Okram with the Aftershock proc will be tanking up for now, but the Aftershock ends, and he ends as well. It just gets bursted down. The Darius is starting to really get strong. He got the Black Cleaver completed, and now he's got 2 kills under his belt. A great pull there. A great flash pull by Revnon secures those. And 5 kills for McTrump now. 5-0-3. 0-3-1 for Riskful on the other side. Yeah, it's not the stream freezing, it's the League client. The replay freezes, or the spectator. Triarch, though, with the stun here on young Adrian. Triarch also going to chase to life here. The Chilling Smite, but the speed up from the Spire is going to keep Alive safe for now. Shockpool looking to go over the wall here. He's going to find the stun onto Age Wizard. The Blast Cone will get him away from the rest of the team, but Shockpool follows and finds the kill on his support of Inferno. Alive will survive this entire confrontation here, but his support and mid laner both fall. I mean, Trump's in trouble underneath the turret. Good spell shield, but that'll only save him from one ability. The flash out will save him from the rest. But mid lane will go down as he's not there to protect it. 5 members versus 1 doesn't seem very fair, so McTrump's gonna back off of that one. Yeah, the stream's freezing, but it's the replay freezing, so it's just the video freezes. There's not much I can do about it. I've tried restarting my client when this happens. I've tried all sorts of things, but it's just League Spectator is bad, and we don't get the same tools that they get for spectating the professional games, and the LCS, the LCK, the the college games, things like that. We just don't get any of that. So there's nothing I can do about it. I have no way of diagnosing the issue or fixing it. So unfortunately, we got to deal with it if we want to watch the matches. So usually, what happens with these bugs though is they kind of have a life cycle of like 2 to 3 months, and then the bug is fixed. So I think eventually the stuttering will go away. We used to have an issue where getting into lobbies. We'd be in the lobby, we couldn't get in the replay, but now we gotta play in the river here. Impale gonna come through. Or rather, the suppression from the Malzahar. Gotta be chain CC'd here. The pullback from the Darius will secure the kill onto Triarch, despite him being tanky. Once he gets CC'd by one thing, he's just CC so long he dies. Lethality is gonna be the next item for Shockpool. Maybe a Yomu's, maybe a Dustblade, but he's not going to be very tanky either. If he gets pulled, he'll die for sure. No QSS is purchased yet. Not on Triarch, not on Ristful, Long James. No one has one for Asura T1, and I think that could be their downfall, as they've got 2 suppressions on the enemy team. So Flash, I guess you're flashing out of range of the abilities. It's good, but if you get suppressed by one thing, you're dying, so you kind of have to use it really preemptively, and that feels bad. And now Shockpool, he's got that Yoma's completed. He's going to try to chase down Young Adrian. Young Adrian going to flash away, but Shockpool has a security and movement speed here. And we'll find the stun, and most likely the kill on Young Adrian. Tries to walk back in to maybe cut off the wave a little bit, but he dies without being able to do so here. Alive with a Predator. He's going super fast. Finds the Spell Shield times out. Finds the Impale as well, though. The Morgana have actually bought a lot of time, but now they just don't have the damage here. 2 dead already for Inferno. Revnon, he's not very tanky. McTrump doing some damage, but he's not doing enough. Revnon will find the kill with a bleed. Finds the jungler here. Triarch is dead, but now it's just a 3v3. Shockpool has no TP, so it will remain a 3v3 for now. Revnon healing up on that Ocean Dragon alongside the red buff. So overall, it was actually a 1-for-1 trade in that fight, while it was a 1-for-0 in the side lane. Shockpool finding the solo kill onto the mid laner of Inferno. Young Adrian had no chance. It's not a buffer issue. I've tried that as well. I've tried stopping this. In fact, at the beginning of this game, I went back 10 seconds. I can try again. If you guys would like here. But it's, I mean, maybe this will fix it, but I've tried this before, and it hasn't worked, so. Maybe it will. If it does, I'd be super happy, but I've tried all sorts of stuff to fix the issue, and it just keeps happening. So, I'm, I don't really know what to do about it, but I'm used to it by now. Having casted and spectated a lot of League of Legends games, I have learned that the League of Legends client, and the League of Legends spectator, more specifically, does not cooperate a lot of the time. And there's like, most of the time, you don't even know why it's doing what it's doing. But hopefully, the problem, the stuttering, doesn't occur again. But we've got an Ocean Dragon here. It's 11 and 10 in kills. The gold lead is only about 500, so it's pretty much dead even. Alive coming in. He's got the Impale onto Shockpool. Triarch coming in for the re-engage. The rest of the team. On the other side, Revnon and Young Adrian are giving chase here. Asura getting sort of collapsed on, but a great shockwave will find 2 members of Inferno. Revnon finds a kill, though, and now triple kill for Revnon. And, excuse me, Ladong James will get away over the wall here. Oh! What a snipe from McTrump. The Snowflake finds a kill onto Ladong James here. Over the wall. I don't know if he even had vision of him, but he finds the kill. And now the Ocean Dragon will fall as well. Alongside that mid lane turret, a big fight here. 4 lane 0 Inferno, 5 for 2. And a triple kill for Revnon, double kill for the 80 carry McTrump. What a spectacular fight for them. And now they're in the driver's seat, up 2,000 gold themselves. So while they've been behind the majority of the game, they are now in the driver's seat here and looking to take control and close this one out. They've got triple item completion here on McTrump. Merciful only on 2 with Infinity Edge Rageblade. He's not gone for the tier item with a Mana Immune. Has forgone that. Yeah, it feels like Spectator has a bug every other patch or so. And then it doesn't get resolved for a couple months, but eventually they do. It just takes a long time. So hopefully it'll resolve itself in the next couple patches and the rest of the season won't suck, but I haven't seen stuttering in the last couple minutes, so maybe it's okay. It could be a connection issue, I don't know, but I've spectated without the stream on. So I don't think it's a my end issue. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. Because if I can't spectate games without buffering when I'm not streaming, then I don't know what's wrong with my internet, but that'd be crazy, because my internet should be fine. Anyway, we've got a Baron up now. Vision control is, of course, in Inferno's favor. "27 minutes in here. Again, about 2,000 gold lead, but a humongous advantage between the 80 carries right now. About 4,000 between the two 80 carries. Top laners. It's actually still in favor of Shockpool by about 2,000, but everyone else about even. Slight advantage for the support for Inferno. Age Wizard up a little bit, but he's just got the one item. Okram's got the one item. Here comes the engage. Alive is going in. The speed ups in the spell shield here. Flash and Pale. They found Ladong James. And he is already dead. My god. He dies very fast. That's why you want QSS, kids. Speaking of QSS, there's QSS on Riskful now, but that's the only person. He's got the red buff now as well. Adrian looking for a little bit of damage here. The hook will land onto the Voidlings. And more vision being cleared out around the Baron. Exciting stuff here. Shockpool looking to go for a split push, maybe. And back to throwing minions here. So the pick didn't really matter, but what does matter is the cooldowns. You look at Flash here on Alive. The Ultimates will be back up soon, but the Flash on Alive is pretty big here. Predator going to be back soon as well, but those are still big cooldowns. The Flash is just massive, and Long James didn't use his, so. I don't know if that pick had the most value. Alive now. Got the spell shield once again, and they find the Impale on his support this time. Okram goes down. The TP coming in. It looks like this will be the Baron call. Revnon uses the TP. Young Adrian just walking over now. And they're going to go for the Baron here. Triarch is down a level, so the smite is a little bit favored for Alive. But 2,000 now. 1,900, 1,000! Alive got the smite. Triarch will fall. It was a good effort, but could not smite it away from Alive there. Again, a slight level advantage plus his team had the control of the pit and could DPS it the way he saw fit, as well as the vision advantage here. So he's all favored alive, and he ends up winning it in the end. So a big swing for Inferno. They weren't able to start the Baron off the last pick on the mid laner, but this time they find the support. They see everyone's out of position, and they go for it, and they secure it. A mountain and double ocean will really help the siege as well. They don't really have any long-range siege, but they have potential siege opportunity with the Baron buff now. They're going to back off after getting that mid inhibitor, though. Go for the Mountain Dragon, which I think is a smart decision because they are sitting on quite a bit of gold here. So I think the decision to go inner turret in the mid lane, grab Mountain, and then back, and then try to make a Baron play after that with double Mountain is a really smart choice by Inferno here. A Stinger picked up for Riskful, so it looks like he's going to go for a is it Nashor's Tooth? I feel like it's Nashor's Tooth, but I also feel like I'm wrong. The AP attack speed item, you guys know the one. So he's gonna sort of mix and match, go for all 3 evolutions, I guess. That's the plan right now. In fact, let me check the evolutions here. One more time. Okay, so he has both Q and E evolved right now. He's looking for the W evolve off the next item. But here comes the engage. We're going to get a team fight here. Inferno are in a bit of a choke point, and that I don't think favors them right now. Spell should use on Revnon here. He's going the back. He's found Riskful. Revnon trying to go ham. He's going to get stunned up, though. Shockwave onto McTrump, but flashing over the wall. He finds the kill onto the mid lane here. Now Riskful in trouble. McTrump's giving chase. We'll find the kill on Riskful. Shock pool now takes a ton of damage from McTrump. The guiding's good. The flash spell shield from Mage Wizard is better, and he saves him there. No stun available, and that will be 3 kills for Inferno. They'll survive with 3 members. The mid laner pushing in the bot lane. Adrian on the Malzahar did have TP, but didn't end up joining, but they won the team fight anyway, despite a 4v5 situation. McTrump is just too powerful. He's got 4 items and a Bloodthirster, 3 crit items, a Bloodthirster. I mean, there's just no way you stop him there. Damage is just too high, and they're going to get the inhibitor in the top side and probably rotate over to the bottom side now. I think Adrian, again, is pushing that wave in there. And this just might be the end of the game here. This is a crazy, crazy swing from Inferno, being down about 4k, 5k gold at one point. But in the end, get McTrump really strong and are able to control the Baron after a good fight. And then get 2 picks in a row and then finally secure the Baron. And now McTrump is 11-0-10 here at 320 CS here. So he's at 10 CS a minute, 11 kills. He is very, very strong. And most likely we'll be able to go back and get a full item. Yep, 3,200 in the bank for him. The rest of the team has quite a bit of gold as well. Inferno are looking great so far. And I think now it's just a matter of closing out the game here. They have double mountain, double ocean, because that's exactly what you want in this situation, I think. You've got sustain as well as pushing power. So I think this game is all but over now. They had an opportunity. Asura T1 had Shock Pool ahead significantly in the top lane. They were in a good position. I think the early game for the first 10 minutes went exactly how they wanted it to. You know, besides getting a million kills, you know, they got a really good start and just were not able to continue to grow that advantage and turn it into anything meaningful. The defensive play was too good, and then Alive got a couple of ganks off in bot lane, and then they snowballed from there. So Inferno are now completely in the driver's seat now with Guardian Angel on McTrump. He doesn't have full 100% crit, but he's got an absurd amount of AD and a potential to revive here. Young Adrian now in trouble. The Shockwave and Stun do land here. That will be a pick for them, but a lot of ultimates used. And Inferno won a 45 last time they fought without Young Adrian. I'd imagine they can do it again. So now we go back to waiting as Inferno aren't going to get aggressive. They're just going to sit back, wait for their mid laner to respawn. They don't really have a timer on themselves, you know. They scale well into the late game with McTrump, but they do have to be careful of giving items over to Riskful here, who's completed his Nasser's Tooth. A stopwatch picked up for Ladong James, but no QSS on him or anyone else. Besides the Kaisa. Alive coming in. He'll find the stun, and Revnon will find the kill. Shockpool going to go down. That's a great pick. That has really been the story of the game here for Inferno, it feels like. Just pick after pick. The combination of Sivir Morgana and Skarner is just insane. It's so hard to get away from. Add in a Darius running in and young Adrian coming in on the Malzahar with even more stuns and suppressions and CC, just CC. That is really tough to face, and they only got one QSS to do it. Not enough tankiness, not enough escapes. It's just so hard for Asura to really fight that. Now that they have everyone online, but Elder Drake is taken by lane 0 Inferno. They're going to go for the Baron once again here. This will be the second Baron of the game at 36 minutes. Triarch down one level once again. He's going over the wall, but the suppression is there. And Sivir will actually kill the Baron in the end, but that should be it. TP coming in. All three TPs into the enemy base. Inferno just going to go for the end here with double buffs. They've got 4 dragons, a Baron, an Elder. Pull in on Shockpool. McTrump firing away. That's 3 autos onto Shockpool. And that'll be a dead Shockpool and a dead Asura T1 here. Game 1. Going to go cleanly to the side of Inferno. That was a true smashing at the end of that one. The beginning portion of that game went relatively evenly, but the last 20 minutes, last 15 minutes were all Inferno. Really, besides that kill in the side lane for the Renekton, for Shockpool, I didn't really see a bright moment for the last couple minutes of that game for Asura T1. But they had a good early game. They just could not transition into the mid and late game there. And as a result, 36 minutes, 38 seconds. Lane 0 Inferno take the game and go up in the series 1-0 here. So with that, we'll take a short break here and be back for game 2 in just a few minutes. So stick around and we'll see if Inferno can end this series. All right, we're back here for game 2. Gonna get into this draft here. And Asura T1 will be on the blue side, Lane 0 Inferno on the red side here for game 2, so swapping. But Lane 0 not going to make the same mistake Asura did. Going to ban away that Sivir first. Before first pick. Morgana going to be banned by Asura alongside the Darius, so really reacting to game 1. And that absent ban there in the middle for Asura is Skarner as well. And Lane 0 go for the Sivir, Karma, Hecarim, Asura, Morgana, Darius, and Skarner. First pick for Asura T1 is Olaf, responded to by Lane 0 Inferno, Yuumi, and Ezreal. So that'll definitely be their bot lane combo. Which is, I think, a pretty good combo. Yuumi and Ezreal good together. Tristana and Yuumi is good together as well. We saw that played yesterday. Definitely like them together. I think Yuumi definitely has certain synergy. She can go with any AD carry in any team composition, like she can play, but I think she really is strongest with certain ones, in my mind. She has just synergies, especially with AD carries that have movement speed, or rather, not movement speed, but dashes, movement abilities. I think because you get double value out of them, and being able to self peel, because Yuumi can't really peel. She can speed you up and slow down the enemy a little bit, but she can't really. She doesn't have hard CC to peel, or she's not like a Braum. She's not, she doesn't have that ability. So an AD carry that can self peel or move around is helpful. Lux and Lucian gonna be the response to that one here. So immediately counterpicking the bottom lane, and Nico gonna be the pick for Lane 0 Inferno. So Asura T1 probably going to ban away junglers here in the second phase, and Lane 0 Inferno going to ban away mid laners after they pick their Nico. But Asura T1 going to do it back with the Urgot ban. They don't like that champion. And Ari in the block, so double mid lane focus here for Lane 0 Inferno, as you would expect after the Nico pick here. And locking in their mid lane when Asura haven't. Asura going to go for Urgot and Sejuani, it looks like. So Skarner and Sejuani give me the jungle bans for them. We'll see what Lane 0 Inferno go with here. Their jungler is alive. And he's going to go for the Jarvan. Of course, could be a flex Jarvan, but Jarvan a common pick. And is... you wouldn't call it a hard counter to Olaf, but certainly a soft counter, a good matchup at the very least. The Cataclysm denies Olaf. He can fight decently against Olaf early on, or run away from him with the flag and drag over a wall. So I like the pick a lot from Lane 0 here. I feel like they've been much more clinical with their draft, where Asura has been a bit more experimentative, and have also picked stuff that they feel comfortable on. Whereas Lane 0 have really opted to either counterpick what the enemy is doing, or draft a composition that works together, between themselves, have synergies with the rest of the team, or again, do something that disrupts the enemy team, or just spell shields are good against Nautilus, and spell shields, that sort of thing here. But and Mordekaiser are going to come through. Asura T1 will go with the Akali and the Renekton to fill out their solo lanes here, and Mordekaiser are going to be the pickup. I suppose, well, this could be mid lane Mordekaiser or Nico top. I feel like those solo lanes are honestly interchangeable. If Lane 0 send Mordekaiser mid, do you think that Asura would swap back? And I don't know. There's going to be some mind games, I think, maybe between the two solo lanes here to see who gets the matchup against who. But certainly
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
an interesting draft here. This game, I think, will be more explosive than the last in terms of mid-game fights here. I wouldn't expect... It felt like in Game 1, it was like, alright, Asura win the early game, and then Lane Zero just smashed him in the late game. I think this is going to be a much more competitive, a lot more skirmishes and 5v5s as opposed to just picks, because Lane Zero just going for picks with a Skarner for the majority of that game. But Asura and Lane Zero, I feel like are much more evenly matched in these fights, and there isn't really a pick champion here. So I think there's going to be actual like fights where two teams are going at it. But we'll see. We'll see if that comes to pass. Mordekaiser will be locked in for Revnon, so I assume that's going in the top. I mean, still could be swapped. I've seen that before. But Revnon could be going in the top side with the Mordekaiser. I think that's a good matchup into the Renekton. I can see it working out. Plus, Mordekaiser's good. The ultimate is so powerful, I think. I think that's really the best thing about him, the ultimate. Being able to ult away an Olaf could be good as well. I feel like Lane Zero have a lot of ways to deny Jarvan, deny Olaf with Jarvan Mordekaiser. If he becomes a problem. If he doesn't, then Mordekaiser can just ult the Akali away if she's a backline threat. Or he can ult, you know, the AD carry if the Lucian's a problem. And sure, maybe you lose the 1v1, but you're certainly going to do at least some damage to them. And take them away for the majority of the fights so your team can win the 4v4.
I won't be denied.
But for the bans here, the LeBlanc, Ahri, they've been super powerful champions and super popular champions recently, so it feels like Inferno have really done their homework and have been really attuned with the meta of the Sugar-Free League here, banning away Sivir, banning away Hecarim still, and LeBlanc and Ahri. So I think just really powerful champions overall, but also specifically in the Sugar-Free League, they've been really on top of their scouting and research there. Oh, did I? Oops. I didn't switch the labels here. My bad. I'll switch them now. Lane Zero Inferno is the one up. I was so focused on the champion select, I completely forgot. Add Asura and Asura and Lane Zero Inferno switch sides here. But with that, we've got our teams locked in here. It's going to be Renekton, Olaf, Akali, Lucian, Lux for Asura T1 versus Mordekaiser, Jarvan, Nico, Ezreal, Yuumi for Lane Zero Inferno. And interestingly, we have Ezreal taking the TP. Yuumi will be exhaust heal, so seen some people opt for the TP with the Yuumi lane, and some people go against that and say we want more combat summoners so that our 2v2 is better. But with an Ezreal, it makes sense. I mean, he's been the champion that everyone takes TP on. You know, like that was the whole TP movement for AD carries was started by Ezreal and Sivir to some extent, but mainly Ezreal, not Israel. That's a country. I don't think we want to get political here. But with that, gonna get some more water because again, my throat really hurts. So I'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll get started here on game 2 of Lane Zero Inferno versus Asura T1. Lane Zero Inferno up 1-0 and looking to close out the series nice and quick. It should be good to go. Lanes your Inferno here on the red side. Asura T1 on the blue side.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Looks like Asura T1 to go with a 5-man or 4-man invade with a 5th member heading to the Rift Herald Baron pit here. Looks like they're maybe gonna go for the route over the wall. This is a clever little play here. Sometimes you'll see this with Scion. Okram here though, they find the route here onto Revnon. And they're gonna use 2 flashes, but with that they secure the kill. A very, very clever invade there from Asura T1. Very, very nice. They get the kill here. 2 flashes for first blood. I think it's still worth. Gotta be careful though. You know, as shock pool alive could certainly gank you. But gonna be both junglers on their blue buff. Triarch gonna be soloing that one, so no information in terms of starting location for Inferno. And Triarch actually gonna go for the little double clear there with going on the blue buff and the Gromp at the same time with the axes there. You can do it where you hit both of them with the same axe as well, but he didn't opt for that strategy. Excited to see this Mordekaiser in play. We've seen Mordekaiser actually in the Sugar Free League, but we only saw it in the mid lane. We haven't seen it in the top lane yet. And gonna be a full clear out of Olaf, it looks like. He's going full top side clear into Raptors and now red. I'd imagine he's probably gonna take Krugs and then back maybe. And now a bit of fighting in the mid lane. Ladong James though, gonna take the worst end of that one. He went for a boot start here with 4 potions, so he will have a lot of sustain, but doesn't have that much damage so far. And a young Adrian is at a much healthier total. And both junglers go for a pretty similar strategy here. Olaf gonna go for that bot side scuttle. Jarvan gonna go for the top side scuttle. Olaf's ahead 1 camp. In fact, he might just find the Gromp here. And he's gonna be ahead 2 camps here. So on the first clear, Olaf ends up getting ahead by 2 camps. Alive will only get 5 in scuttle, and Olaf will get 7 in scuttle. So this is actually a nice start here, and unlikely Alive will only find anything with the gank here. Shockpool should know to play safe. So a slight win in the jungle here. But those can add up. As there's a gank mid lane, Triarch will come through. Throw a few axes, but doesn't find anything meaningful on a young Adrian. But both junglers will back here, and like I said, a slight advantage here for the Olaf. Gonna go Cinderhulk. So Alive, he bought the jungle item for the Chilling Smite, but ended up just deciding to undo that, go for the Cinderhulk instead. Or rather, the Bomby Cinder, which will build into the Cinderhulk. But Olaf with the Chilling Smite upgrade and the Longsword. Bot lane, even in CS. Mid lane, even in CS as well. The only difference here is the jungle and the top lanes, which slightly favor Asura. And now we got an Ocean Dragon spawning here. First dragon like last game, and like in last game it wasn't taking us about 13 minutes, so we'll see if that changes with an Olaf in the game, as he's one of the better dragon takers, especially can do it solo. But it's kind of hard for him to get in the pit without being spotted, as he has to go over the wall with the blast cone, and then he has no escapes, so it's kind of risky to do it. We'll see. Yeah, and more trading in the bot lane, but there really shouldn't be much action in any of these lanes, I think. And there hasn't been, so we're just sitting here waiting as Triarch coming down to the bot lane for a little bit of visit, but probably just for the scuttle that will be spawning there momentarily. And now a little bit of fight. Oh, Cram, I'm going to go in deep. Takes a lot of damage. I don't think he had Aftershock proc. That's why he went so low. You got to play around that cooldown quite a bit. If you want to go all in on that Lux, you got to play around the Aftershock cooldown. I mean, like the melee champions as well, but... The CS lead in the jungle continues to grow 53 to 34 here. The top lane is 17. The rest is all even in terms of the other two remaining soul lanes. Or lanes, not soul lanes. As Triarch will come in, takes a turret shot, and throws an axe at McTrump, and then he's going to leave. Not exactly sure what they were hoping to accomplish there, but... He gave away his location. Both doing Agent Alive are coming out of base. There may be a contest over this blue buff then. McTrump went back to base. The Yumi stayed behind though. Triarch will get the blue buff steal here. Alive level 5 still. The Dong Jane and Triarch both level 6 and Adrian 6 as well. But Alive will not have that ultimate. That's key in this fight. 2v2. The bot lane roaming down here. Lane 0 Inferno again. They do not have their AD carry. McTrump back and is walking back to lane currently. Yumi gonna back now as well. So this looks to be a free dragon here. Ocean going to be given up. I think that's a smart decision by Inferno. It doesn't feel good, but I think it's the right decision to just leave that one to the Olaf. Try and get a bit of gold back as the Jarvan.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
And now, a little bit of fighting breaking out, but yet again, these top laners just bashing at each other. Revnon went for the Seeker's arm guard here. Already got that 10 out of the 15 stacks already, so he's playing the matchup, buying a little bit of AD to help out with the reacting damage from Shock Pool, but he's probably not going to complete the Seekers, I would imagine, first. I would think he'd go for another item. Gunblade Lichbane was the first two items when we saw mid lane Mordekaiser yesterday. I think it was, yesterday. Triarch, though, has made this bot side jungle his home. He's really making life annoying for McTrump and Age Wizard here. But again, just a few axes, will not find anything. So 9 minutes in, an Ocean Dragon in favor of Asura, a slight gold lead as well, about 2,000. But this is where we were last game. In fact, last game we had a really strong Renekton. This time I think it's kind of replaced by the Olaf. But Olaf falls off even harder. And sure, Renekton doesn't lead, but both the jungler and top laner had a lead last game. So Asura are kind of in a similar spot. Will they be able to close out like they did last game? McTrump and Azers are forced to leave their bot lane turret. Their jungler is on the opposite side of the map. And they just had 4 men from Asura come down and force them off this turret. So first turret will be given over super early. And this is something different than last game. So this is what Asura, I think, maybe can build off of, is the first turret being given up in this bot side. Allows them to potentially take dragons easily early on, plus just the raw gold here. But Shock will going to get ganked up in the top side. This is a little sloppy from him. Probably should have expected this, but he's going to go for a play. You're going to use the ultimate, flash away, dash. Alive is here. Oh, that's young Adrian, as Skies is alive, but they will not find anything. So now, 10 minutes, 3,000 gold for Asura. It's going to be Warrior first Olaf. He's got a Ruby Crystal inventory, so probably going to be Black Cleaver, but unclear at this point. The Jarvan looking to get his completed Cinderhulk, I believe. He's sitting on 13k. Maybe waiting on just a tiny bit more gold. I don't play enough Cinderhulk junglers to know what the cost is when building out of these items. Alright. That is a long pause. We'll try and back up here. Again, I don't know why this is happening. It's the game. It's not me, I'm pretty sure. But we'll try and back up here and replay what happens. I don't know what the deal is with the freezing. I'm really sorry about it. But if I could, I'd stop it. Alright. I think we're good now. But Ballin has worked it up here for Asura. Revnon, the only one here to stop them. Done a good job clearing out the minions here, but already one plating gonna fall. So a smart rotation here. McTrump and Age Wizard are just farming on the bot side. I mean, they kind of had to give up their turret. It's understandable, but now they're kind of useless. They don't have a turret to farm under. They're very, very far behind in XP and gold. And with this priority, Asura actually making some moves on the map. You're going to pick up the Rift Tail nice and early at 12 minutes. It gives them a lot of time to put that down for the platings and maybe another turret. Alive going to get out of there, but they get rooted up momentarily. Nope, here comes the Rift Tail. We'll get it charged off in several plates with it. And now 150 gold shutdown on the Renekton. He hasn't even killed anyone yet. He's just got the 1 assist and the gold lead from the CS. Which he's at 127 to 88 of the Mordekaiser. Revnon falling behind on that, but again, not really his fault. He got pressured by a 2-man lane, so lane 0, again, they didn't really do anything that wrong. They just kind of found themselves behind. I mean, they could have maybe tried to help their bot lane more, which I think could have been good, because their bot lane kept getting forced off the turret. It wasn't like the bot lane could have like outplayed it. They were just committing 3 members there, and then the rest of lane 0 wasn't really around to help. They couldn't really get anything back, so it just kind of resulted in a situation where there wasn't really much they could do about it. And now we find ourselves here with a significant gold lead here at 13 minutes, once again, for Asura. This time they were able to get a super early tower and are pressuring a few other towers, but this feels similar to Game 1, I'm not going to lie. Unless they continue to make strides towards taking down towers or securing more dragons or getting their specific players into good spots and hit item timings where they want to fight. I don't know if it's really going to pan out the way they want. The good news for them, though, is that there isn't as much of a, you know, a sort of a end game win condition. Last game you had a Sivir, and you could just kind of rely on being strong late, and that was kind of the bailout for Inferno. This game, they don't really have that. They don't really have anyone that skills that fantastically. Everyone on Inferno kind of wants to hit a spike in the mid game. Now, Yuumi obviously makes him better in the late game because of the percentage scaling she gives, but it's not like, all right, late game, Ezreal, Yuumi, we're going to kill her. It's not really, it doesn't really work that way, so. They're not on a timer per se, but they certainly aren't waiting. They're not just draining out the clock like you would if you're ahead in soccer or football. Which I think is always an interesting concept when one team has a resource of time than the others. But now we got to fight in the jungle here. McTrump going to be forced to flash away. Last chapter going to be used by the Yuumi to buy some room here. Alive goes in, finds Striker, he flashes out of that Cataclysm. And now young Adrian in trouble. Ladong James going in the back line, and he will find the kill. Gristful gets the last hit. McTrump, the Ignite! Ah, he'll die just barely to the Ignite there. The Yuumi didn't have a heal charge, I think, to give to him. Now, as a result, he goes down to the Ignite, so a 3 for 0, basically, at the end of all that. And that's exactly what you're looking for, I think. They need to extend their advantage, and they do it that way with a fight here. Another 5,000, 5,500 gold lead now, and they're looking to take down this mid lane turret. Revdon and Age Wizard, the only ones here. So now it looks like they're just going to back off here. They're happy with the turret, happy with the fight. And now going to push their advantage. I think that's a smart play here. And Ladong James maybe at this topside tower. No one's here to stop it. So it will most likely go down here with a cannon minion. So 16 minutes in, double Ocean Dragon, 4-0 in kills. Asura up 5,000, 5,700 gold now. So they're in control of this game. I feel like are in a better situation than game one for several minutes now. I've been saying it feels like game one, but now they've reached 16 minutes after that fight, after they've taken the 3 outer turrets. It does not feel like game one any longer. And again, because they have no Sivir, they don't have, you know, they don't have a Tristana, they don't have anything to really fall back on for the late game. No Ryze, no Cassiopeia, nothing. I feel like this may just be a game for Asura to take. If Inferno don't get something back within the next few minutes, I worry. I really do worry of their chances of winning this game. Now this can all get turned around really rapidly. Shock Pool does fall off really hard. Triarch falls off really hard. Lucian, I think, about even in the late game with the Ezreal. I think both those AD carries are mediocre in the late game, at least comparatively. They're good late game champions because they're AD carries, but compared to other AD carries, they're mediocre, you know? Mediocre to bad, comparatively. So I think you're kind of at a wash. The AD carry position, mid lane pretty washy as well. But I feel like you have better scaling in top and jungle for lane 0. Again, still not saying that this is a late game win condition, but I think you favor them at 30 minutes in terms of champions they have. But now we got an all in here. Oh, the lost Age Wizard trying to find the final hit of that last chapter will do it, but the AD carry goes down. A 1-for-1 trade in the side lane there. Ladong James with that gunblade does quite a bit of damage there. Now Riskful will go to the top side to try and push us in. No one to respond to it. Revenant's in the bot lane. And Adrian alive now moving up to try and stop this one. The bot lane for Asura, though, will spot this out with a nice place ward. Live coming in. And no engage happens. Asura just back off and say that's fine. We'll leave. We get it. Now we'll fight in the jungle here. Cataclysm will come down. Shockpool in trouble alongside Triarch, and Shockpool will fall. Triarch, he's getting some damage off, but certainly not enough, and he'll fall as well. double kill for the Ezreal. McTrump got his first 2 kills of the game. That's exactly what they were looking for. I think both teams have found kind of 2 good fights here. So Asura found that fight that they won 3-0, and now you find a kills in the jungle here for McTrump, which I think is really big for Inferno, because now they have an Ezreal that may actually be able to do something in this game here. He's down levels, he's down gold, so anything he can pick up makes things easier now that they can even up the strength of their AD carries. Spooky Ghost going to be sent out here from young Adrian. He's gone for that slow build. And he's got the double glacial augment item. And Adrian going to take that blue buff. Still triple TP once again. And that is a slight global advantage here. Shockpool the only one with TP for Asura, so lane 0 do have that advantage, and maybe could parlay that into a free turret at some point. That is tough, though. Mordekaiser and Nico, not the greatest split pushers, you know, because Nico is not gone for an on-hit build. Ezreal can maybe split push a little bit with his TP, but it's not I don't know if that's really the greatest idea. But they're just going to give it the mountain here. Asura will secure it. Dragon a real possibility at 20 minutes with double ocean and a mountain. I feel pretty confident that they can do it. They don't have a tank per se, but Baron isn't as strong as it has been in the past. In double ocean and mountain, I feel like you've got a pretty good shot at it with a Lucian. Minutes in now, 2-0-2 the Lucian, 2-2-1 is McTrump, so they're a little bit closer than they were a few minutes ago here, but it's still about 700, 800 gold. Not the biggest of differences, but certainly still meaningful to some degree. It's going to be SSG versus second here for Riskful. Not going to go Black Cleaver, which means he won't spike as soon, but 6 items will be better for him as he's going crit. But he's not as tanky, so the Mordekaiser or the Jarvan are going to be a bigger threat. Well, the Jarvan's not building any damage, so I guess the Jarvan isn't really that much of a threat. But the Mordekaiser, Nico, and Ezreal certainly have the potential to burst him down at certain points. The gold's 5,000 now in favor of Asura. Still a big advantage, but again, not crazy. A crazy difference. It's nice Baron aggro there. We'll chunk out Triarch, but again, the double ocean means that probably won't matter. And he's just going to go heal up off the crop as well. $5,000 the goal lead again, just holding there. Revenant is still not completed an item. He's sitting on the Seeker's Arm Guard and the makings of a Liandry, so not going for the Rylai's. He's just going to build damage and health. So now we sort of set into a basically a stalemate of sorts. Both teams playing around vision here, but now we might have some action.
Here comes Olaf popping the Ragnarok on young Adrian. The ults are coming through though. The last chapter not positioned quite properly. Shockpool goes into the back line. He's in the Cataclysm, but Alive can't actually get out of it. He's gonna flash away. Kill for Shockpool. Kills on the other side here. Looks to be going the way of Asura T1, but now Shockpool's in a bit of trouble. Revnom will find the kill here, so that'll even things up a little bit, but it's still 4 for 2. Asura come out quite convincingly on top of this fight. While this is actually completed now for Revnom, I didn't even notice that, so he bought the Haunting guys and then the Leandries, which is kind of interesting. But now he's got a completed item, and he was able to kill Shockpool off the back of that one. So with just 3 members here, no jungler, no tank, I feel like there's no Baron play, but potentially a turret, an inner turret in the top side might be on the menu here for Asura. And Revdon going to gain back some vision in lane 0's own jungle. Play the Ruined King. Got to meet the item for McTrump. Wristful hanging on to Kinesia's shard. He's going to build a Zeal item of some kind out of that. In the next couple of minutes, we'll see what it is. Probably rapid fire, but could be static shiv. Could be PD. I mean, it could be all of them, honestly, besides Runins, I guess. I think they all have their valid uses, but rapid fire cannon seems the most versatile. But another aggro on the Baron here will chunk out track once again. Dragon taken in the meantime on the bottom side here. Gold hanging steady at 5. And we were waiting a few more minutes before anything really happens. So now we push minion waves out. I mean, this is just the way this sort of portion of the game goes. There's really not much to do other than push minions and put down wards here. The minion's gonna be cleared out though, so the mid lane turret for Asura will stay safe. Oh, big stun here by Ladong James. A fight breaking out here in the mid lane. McTrump gonna fall. Revnon, he's already very low. The Kitty will not be able to save him. This seems to be a clear win for Asura. I think Agent trying to kite this one out will save the Yuumi, but I don't know if she'll save. No, well, Young Agent will be okay at the end of that one, but that's a clean 3 for 0 here, and that should be a Baron off the back of that one. Last spot they couldn't go for it because they didn't have a jungler or a tank, but now they have them, and the Baron's gonna die here. Asura look to be in control of this one. I've seen crazier comebacks, but certainly a difficult one to make happen here for lane 0 Inferno, so we'll see if they're able to close out. I mean, if they're not, if this game starts to go later and later, I feel like Inferno's chances do get better. They don't increase to the degree of we have Sivir, and if we make it to 35 minutes, we will win. But they do increase, I think, the longer you stall out here. Especially the longer you stall out without giving up an inhibitor. Inhibitor turret obviously would be great to keep as well, but I feel like you're going to have to give that one up. So now, with Baron, I feel like Asura can close out, but Riskful has gone a little too far forward. He'll hop out of there, but he's got to use the flash to make it out safely here. One big fight could change everything. Shockpool and Revnon are going to be fighting here in the bot lane, but Revnon is down 2 levels on Shockpool here. I think Adrian coming in for the potential collapse. I'm going to miss the root there. Twyark going to get popped on. The Cataclysm is down, and he will die alive. No, the stopwatch comes through. Ladong James going to jump on, but a good exhaust from Age Blizzard here. Hopping back in onto Alive. Ladong James, he's got a zone of his own. He's going to fall as soon as he comes out of that one, though. A big shutdown here for young Adrian. And meanwhile, on the bottom side, Shockpool's working his way on the inhibitor here. Revnon really can't do much about it. Tries to go for a pull, but now the team is coming in to reinforce. They should lose this inhibitor, though. I think Shockpool will finish it. May die for the inhibitor. Actually will dash out of there. Now in the mid lane, that inhibitor has been taken, and the inhibitor about a quarter of the health gone on that. Flash in Alive will find the knockup on a Triarch. He has no Ragnarok. Good root here from... He locks Rockpool coming in on the backside. He'll find the kill on the AD carry. McTrump dies very, very quickly. And now the inhibitor under fire once again here. Only 3 members left to defend it. Flashing in, Shockpool goes for Revnon. Finds a stun, but will not find the kill. So, kind of wasted the flash here, but they get triple, well, double inhib, and maybe soon triple inhib as the minions are being pushed in the top side. We're at 29 minutes. The gold is spiked to over 10k now, and I think that this is going to be the end here. Asura trying to make it happen. Shockpool dashes in once again, but nopes out of there. And triple TP, I feel like you don't even have to force. I feel like Asura can just go back, buy all their items, and come back down and march and end the game. I mean, that's really all they have to do here. There's not enough wave clear on the side of Inferno to stall this one out. Giving up triple inhib, I think, is kind of a death knell for them. They're gonna wait on this dragon spawn though. It kind of looked like it. That spawn's a long way out. Oh, not that long off. The Olaf will go back. And bye. I like these super minions. The accent is very cool. Some people hate them. I really enjoy them. So a 5th dragon picked up here. Double ocean, double cloud, and a single mountain. I believe Elder's the next one. There might be time for another dragon spawn, but I don't think there is. Yeah, Elder will be the next dragon. So they missed out on that next dragon spawning by about 20 seconds. And here come the super minions marching in. Now, we are on to the Nexus turrets. Asura trying to end this one. They're up again over 10k gold. They got double super minions. They're just walking them into the turrets now. Lane 0 kind of have to fight at some point. It's gonna have to happen. One Nexus turret already getting very low. Live goes in, finds a double Cataclysm. Jumped out on the gated carry, but gets rooted up by the last chapter here. But this looks to be already a fight over. And Trump goes down. Revnon, the last remaining member here of Inferno, and he's not long for the world either. Asura will be tying the series up. It will be 1-1 here. Asura close it out slowly but surely. Finally find the end of that one. It took a few extra minutes here, but they finally do make it happen. And now we'll be moving on to game 3. That felt like Inferno didn't really do anything for the entirety of the game. They just never really made any plays. They collapsed in the side lanes when they were losing, inhibitors, but that was really the only proactive thing they did that game. And I think they would be better off just playing Tristana there. Playing something that scales, because I think that's where they really shine comparatively to what they usually do. Or comparatively to what they did that game. What they usually do is better, just playing the scaling game, I think. And if you can't get Sivir, go Tristana, go for Kai'Sa. I don't know. I think if you want to play Yuumi that game, going Yuumi Tristana would have been a lot better, but whoops. Drop something, that's nice. But I think we're going to be getting into game 3. Well, there's a slight delay here, so I'm just going to take a quick break because they're still sorting out the lobby and stuff. So we'll be back in a couple minutes and ready for game 3. All right, we're back here for game 3. Lane 0, Asura. It's a tied series here. And game 3 will decide it all. Asura took game 2. Lane 0 Inferno took game 1. And this time, Lane 0 Inferno thinking like I'm thinking. Gonna get back to the scaling game here. Gonna play the Kaisa with the Nautilus in the bot lane here. Definitely like that better for them. The Urgot will also be picked up here, which Asura have been banning regularly, because Revnon has had many good performances on that, which makes a lot of sense here. So I feel like Lane Zero have really gotten their hands on the champions they're looking for, besides the Sivir, I suppose. But it'll be Xayah Lux on the other side for Asura T1 in the Mordekaiser. So so far I feel like Lane Zero are off to a really good start on this draft. We'll see if they can follow it up with a few more good picks. That missing ban there is a Rek'Sai ban by Asura. Sometimes they run out of time and it just goes blank. And we let everyone just say what they wanted to ban, so it doesn't become an issue. But Olaf will be picked up by Asura. Was good in game 2 here, but they have gone for a much different composition surrounding it. And Lane Zero have swapped, or changed up what they're doing as well. So I don't know if this will be as effective. Xayah Lux aren't as lane dominant as Lucian Lux are. Still very good, but I don't think it'll be as oppressive. And Kaisa Nautilus is a much better dual lane. I think they can stand up and actually fight you, whereas Ezreal Yuumi can't really do that. And Lane Zero, I feel like, are going back to basics. They've got a scaling AD carry here. Revdon on the year got Malzahar and Sejuani in the mid and jungle here. Malzahar worked for them in game 1. They played the Skarner in game 1, but Sejuani is sort of a similar champion, can provide that engage, the pick potential, but also the tankiness and team fight you want with the composition you're going for here. Cassiopeia will round out the composition for Asura T1 here, so they're going to get some team fighting of their own, some scaling of their own here in the mid lane position up against the Malzahar. The Kaisa pick, I think, is much better for Inferno. But now you have no spell shield. It's going to be a little bit tricky to stay safe from this Lux. The Olaf is a problem as well. He's one of the better picks into Sejuani. She does not match up great against him. And dealing with the Olaf in team fights or just early game fights later on is going to be a real headache here for Lane Zero. So while I like their composition better than game 2, the matchup isn't as good. In game 1, they had a cohesive team composition that also matched up well the enemy composition. This time, they've only got a cohesive team comp. They match up decently, but not great against the enemy team here. Asura T1, though, they've got an Olaf. I think that worked really well for them. A similar bot lane, in power and decent synergy here. The Mordekaiser and Cassiopeia are sort of question marks for me. I don't really know what they're going to do. But I think both teams have gotten to this game 3 with kind of what they're looking for. Not their first picks, but certainly are playing the style they want to. And Revdon's certainly first pick is Urgot, so that's one bright spot for Lane Zero. He can kind of take over games in the right scenario. So we'll see what they can do. But we're going to take a short break and be back for game 3 in just a moment, so stick around.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Okay, ready to go here. Both junglers going to start on the bot side of the map here. And Olaf going to go leashless once again. He went for a full clear in game 1. And then went for the Scuttle Crab. And then basically he looked around the lane for a gank and then kind of backed up to that one. But it seems to kind of be his plan. Obviously the double range bottom lane getting the push early on, but this lane can, I think, go either way. Mid lane should just be a pushing fest for the first few minutes. Top lane there might be some action. But the side lanes are really where I think stuff will happen. Until maybe level 6. Maybe level 6 we'll see something in the mid lane. Especially once the junglers get level 6 as well. So the Sejuani more so, but he'll off too. Well, here, a lot of burst damage coming through. Age Wizard, he's going to flash away, but First Blood coming down for Riskful. The binding into the Ignite and the Feather pullback to secure that root. Revnon going to go ahead and nope out of that trade. Do not want to fight the Mordekaiser while he's got his passive going on. The spinning damage there. That used to be his W. I'm not going to go for the hop forward, but Shockpool going to flash away to avoid that stun. Probably a smart decision. Both mid laners starting to run low on mana. And now that they saw the Sejuani top lane, the Olaf going to come down and see what's going on in the bot lane. Looking for a Krug steal, but does not find any. And is spotted out on a ward, so they're gonna just leave him alone and just the First Blood to the aided carry here. So another good start. But they've had good starts in both games. We'll see if Asura can close it out. That has been the challenge for them. But a BF sword advantage here in the bot lane. Riskful sitting to the head here now of McTrump. McTrump looks like he's going to go for the mana immune deal, but now Revnon roaming in the mid lane. Ladong James flashes away, but Revnon flashes to follow. He finds a stun. Alive here as well, and now Shock will TP to help out as in trouble himself. One more auto for the stun. They will find it. They will find the kill, but now Alive in trouble. He'll fall to the turret. Treyarch coming in. He's going pretty nuts. But the roam up from Age Wizard, he'll hook the minion, not Treyarch. So a 2 for 1 overall. Now McTrump, oh, dodges out on that one. Rather, the lack of dodge saved him, I suppose. So now 6 minutes in, 2-2 in kills. Only a couple hundred gold favoring Asura right now. Tier picked up for Ladong James. If Trump did not opt for the tier on the first back, he's just going to get the flat AD now. Could have bought it if he wanted, but makes sense to get the flat AD. You can fight a little bit more, and you're going to get more CS that way. And stacking the tier isn't as important. And now Alive coming in for the gank. The suppression came through on the Ladong James. He's going to use the stun there to turn Alive to stone, but Alive comes in with the dash 4. They find a bit of a knock-up, but not to find the kill. And now here comes the Olaf. The Ragnarok pop Treyarch landing a few axes at the bottom lane and roaming up as well. Asura looking for to punish this gank here. Alive? The poison might just get him. No, he's going to be okay in the end. The last axe missed as well, so he'll survive. They get a flash out of the mid laner. Or rather, young Adrian used the flash. But they don't find the kill, so that's pretty big. Now, they do eat up a lot of time in terms of Asura. Spending the time of moving their bot lane there. And the jungler. But Treyarch just going to go for Dragon now. It's a lot easier to go for Dragon on this side as Olaf because you don't have the fear of getting collapsed on and having to flash out of the pit or just die because you can't leave. This side is much safer for him. But with that, a bit harder as well to get it without the enemy team knowing. Because you can't just hop over a wall. You gotta walk through the river, and sometimes that'll get you spotted on wards. There was a play last season in the LCK where one of the junglers in the LCK, I think it was Griffin's jungler, Tarzan. He was playing Olaf, and he was on blue side, and he went for... Basically, he got level 3. I forget his exact pathing. Basically, he got level 3, ended at red buff, then went red buff, flashed over the back of the dragon pit at level 3, just like flashed over it because the blast cone didn't spawn. He flashed over and soloed the dragon at level 3. It was insane. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. That man did not have Hex Splash either. He was just committed to that play. He was just committed as hell. Gotta respect it. Gonna be Warrior out of the Olaf once again. Speaking of the Olaf, he's in the top side ganking Revnon right now. He's popped the Ragnarok, but that won't do much for him. Fear Beyond Death does land. They need a little bit more damage to pull back on the execute. Treyarch, though, has juked out for quite a bit. Trump coming in. It's a 2v3 here. Mid laner's roaming up, and Trump gonna find the kill into Treyarch. Shockpool trying to get Alive. He might just... Oh my... It's gonna be close! Alive! He still made it out. His team helped him out, and he will survive for now. Age Wizard in the bot side. In the meantime, we'll try and clear out these minions. And he will do so. A few platings go down, but they get McTrump a kill and help out the top laner in the meantime. Alive gets a kill as well here. He's got 2 of his own. 4 assists for Revnon. So now McTrump will go back to lane. Might have Manamune on back. No, he probably... Oh, he will. He's got Manamune. I looked at his gold after he picked it up. And Age Wizard survives in the bot lane while his team was doing all that, so very nice for Inferno. They are finally having a decent pre-10-minute period for themselves here. Adrian coming in. Will dodge on the stun because of that spell shield. He comes in for the suppression. Nether Grasp is more than enough, and they find the kill there. That's a doubly level 6 combo. And now Riskful, he's going to just straight up kill the Nautilus here. The ult went down, but the invulnerability from Riskful, when he lets those feathers fly, saves him. Treyarch coming in for McTrump. Oh, what a nice play over the wall. McTrump. With the killer instinct over the wall, Treyarch flashed, but McTrump used his own flash to get away. But what a nice play. That there wasn't a lot of room for him either. That was a very, very like small area to get over the wall with the killer instinct there, and he managed to do it. Really well played there, and will survive as a result. Unfortunately, they lose the bot side turret. This time for different reasons, but this time Lane 0 have the Rift Herald and are going to make a play top side here to try and compensate for what they've lost bot side. They'll just get a couple platings here and probably have to back out after this. But it's still something at least. Mid lane's even for now. Aged Wizard is sitting in that Lion Brush in the mid lane. They've actually got both Lion Brushes pinked right now. As Fever picked up for Riskful. Trump, of course, got that man. I mean, he's trying to stack. When Kai'Sos played last time, it was Infinity Edge Rageblade, but this time it's going to be Manamune Rageblade, which has been the standard more recently. Ravnon is laying wait in this brush. Oh my goodness, the Bola from Alive over the wall. Here comes the Fear Beyond Death, and he's dead. What a play there from Inferno. Ravnon waits in the bush. Alive hits the ultimate over the wall. That was perfectly played there. Really nice stuff. Riskful had flash, but there was just no time for him to react. And by the time he got hit by that ultimate by Alive, he was stunned up and he was dead before he even got unstunned, really. Maybe for a brief moment before he was executed. Here comes Age Wizard. We'll find a root here. And now all of a sudden oh, okay. Oh, Cram is just gonna die. It almost sounds like an expletive in and of itself, oh Cram. But that time, Age Wizard just put down the ultimate. They find him. Down he goes. Another kill here, and again, Lane 0 Inferno having a decent early game for themselves, which they did not have for the first two games of this series. I think that bodes pretty well for them. The bad news, of course, is that they gave up the turret in the bot side, but they've gotten the turret back in the top side. Not first turret, but they get all the platings on it. It's still only 13.5 minutes. Mid lane's even. Bot lane, the 80 carries are relatively, even. Young Adrian now gonna have to flash away from that gank in the mid lane from Treyarch, who popped that Ragnarok nice and early and just ran him down. So I think things are looking pretty good. The Mordekaiser from Shockpool is definitely way behind the top side, so I think that you take this with the way the junglers are set up as well. Certainly CS advantage for Treyarch, but 6 kill involvements for Alive with 3 kills. You look at the raw gold, Alive is actually up gold here, and then top lane is a difference of 1,200. 80 carry, Trump's down slightly, but not by a ton, and you have 500 gold lead on your mid laner, so I like where this is at for Inferno. Asura have thrived on the early game. That's where they've been the strongest. That is where they have won the game. Consistently been ahead, but now they can't really say that at 15 minutes. Which I think does not bode well for them. To be fair, though, they do have a lot more scaling. They have a Cassiopeia and a Xayah, which changes things. Previously, they've had very early game-oriented champions like Lucian. like Olaf. And this time they do have an Olaf, but they have a mid laner and an AD carry to back it up. The only issue is that their top laner is super far behind, and Mordekaiser honestly hasn't been that effective in this series. In Game 2 it really wasn't. In Game 3 it really hasn't done much so far. And I think the champion is strong in certain scenarios, but is not the best overall. We'll see what he can do, but he's going for the Leandries first, so he's doesn't have any of the utility of the Rylai's, and he's significantly behind. McTrump sitting on 1,300 gold here. Riskful just went back and got his BF sword. Redon trying to make something happen this side, and Alive is here as well. Hops over the wall, will flash. Shock pool still gets stunned up by the ultimate though, but no one is helping to Alive here on this chase, and they will give it up. Lane 2 Inferno could try and get out of there. And now in the side lane, I think Adrian probably gonna get die here. The ult will be missed here by Okram, and Triac will just kill young Adrian. He's had a rough time in the side lanes here as the Malzahar. Both games he's just been run down. First by the Renekton, now by the Olaf. And so Inferno will move to the mid lane here while they send Rebnon back to the bot lane to pressure that. But they will lose a turret, and they're nowhere near killing the mid lane turret, so this is good for Asura. Their first positive play in the last 5 minutes or so. Alive going for the dive, maybe. Find the mid lane. Outer dodges out in the ultimate from Ladong James here. He found the stun. Will find the kill here. Shockpool coming in to help out. Trump is in side of Shockpool's death realm here, and he will go down. No way for him to get out of there. He was between the turret and the Mordekaiser and a wall. And now everyone who made that play in the mid lane will go down. Young Adrian, he's in trouble as well. He just respawned and TP'd out, and he'll die. Tried to go for the suppression underneath the turret, but he was quickly obliterated. And now that play, which was positive for a moment, quickly gets turned around on them. Inferno, definitely not happy about that one, how that turned out. But that's the power of the Mordekaiser ult and the power of collapsing on someone who's between two turrets. Good news, though, is they've got the Rage Blade completed now for McTrump. Infinity Edge still a ways off from Riskful, so that's the good news. Olaf is now 3-1, though. Looking for the Black Cleaver here. Well, Riskful might have the gold for... No, he shouldn't have the gold for Infinity Edge. It's very unlikely. Maybe if he sells a starting item, but even then I don't think he does. Yeah, he won't have it. Yeah, he'll just get the crit cloak. So he's about 400 off from that. And the Kaisa is sitting on 540 stacks. So probably another minute or two on that. Rebnon and Age Wizard going for the collapse in the side lane here. They find a Fear Beyond Death onto Shockpool, who will be pulled in and executed. That's a quick trade kill, though. Triarch going on to Age Wizard. The stopwatch will buy some time. The suppression stuns to come through Triarch. He will get the double kill with the axe after he comes out of the stun, but he will fall immediately after. Shut down for young Adrian here. It's a 3 for 2 overall, I guess. So slightly better for Lane 0 Inferno, and they should be able to get the Cloud Dragon off the back of this one. Double Ocean has already been secured for Asura. So the kills 11-9. The gold almost dead even, just a couple hundred separating these guys. So this mid lane turret will be destroyed. And Ladong James, he's getting hopped on by McTrump. Flash in, McTrump finds the kill. Ladong James goes down. Riskful will not be able to get the root to try and return the favor. And a turret and a kill. 0-4 is Ladong James. You know, like, the scaling is great and all in the mid lane, but if you don't ever get kills or survive, it's kind of hard to get the XP and gold you need to scale, so that's not a great sign. The rest of the team is doing okay for Asura, but the soul lanes have not been great so far. They've struggled now. Revnon is making a play onto Shockpool. Throws him into his death realm. But Shockpool, he didn't flash over the wall. That was just the execute. I thought he flashed over the wall for a second, but I was like, no, that's not possible. And another Fear Beyond Death execution here for Revnon. That's the third kill of the game for him. Infinity Adjacent Region now completed for Wristful, though. Nashor's Tooth going to be the next item for McTrump. Triarch gets hooked in by Age Wizard, but will not be very fearful of that. 675 stacks now for McTrump. Another minute, and he'll have that completed here. And then he can really start doing some good damage. Theme's completed for the Lux. Single item still being waited on for Age Wizard. Now the Baron being started up here. It's at 20 minutes. 30 seconds. The gold very even. This is going down rather slowly, and Asura have come over. They know what's going on here. Alive is chunked to half health. Triarch has a blast going. Alive is down a level. The smite is won by Triarch. Alive now. He's going to go down. Triarch will flash out over the wall. But Trump going to give chase. The heal will buy a bit of time. And Trump finds the kill. But now he's in a bit of a pickle. He's got no flash. He dodges out on the pullback from Shockpool. But he doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's got double buffs. But I think he's probably dead. He might be able to execute. TP! Oh, the TP! Flash in! Oh, the root! Oh my god. The flash root from Lux. Oh, cram, man. Oh, cram. God, just cram it all, man. That was a matter of seconds. That was a matter of milliseconds there. If the flash hadn't come through from Oak Cram, I think he would have made it out. That was very close by McTrump, but just barely dies, and LZINF Inferno lose the Baron as well here. So while the gold is still relatively even, the potential of Baron just blowing this game open is there here. Mordekaiser starting to really come online now. He's got 3 kills, 6 on Triarch, 3 on Wristful, who's got his Zeal alongside the 2 big beefy AD crit items. Now I'll play in the silent Age Wizard Revnon, gonna find Ladong James and kill him for the 5th time. Only 2 assists for him. This KDA is suffering a little bit this time. No KDA skin out of McTrump. Doesn't have the money bags. As now LZINF Inferno looks to go in. Flash in, Age Wizard finds a hook, but he's getting killed himself. Oh, Cram actually ends up killing him in the end. McTrump doing a bit of damage here, but Shockpool will put him into the death realm, and now McTrump is in a world of hurt. As Rednon flashes in, he will find Wreckful, but he immediately gets killed after that. McTrump now trying to kite Shockpool, but there's no way in hell he's going to do that, and that's a full ace. Double kill for the Mordekaiser, an ace for Asura T1, and immediate pause in DC. Okay, nice. He just rage quit. He was like, I'm a god. I'm rage quitting now. He is like Tyler 1. He just smashed his computer. Maybe not. Maybe he didn't smash his computer. Just Alt F forward. He's like, I'm a god. I pressed R on the AD carry. But should be getting back into it momentarily. Here, this is definitely a pretty disastrous situation now for LZINF Inferno. The goalie has gone to 3,500. The Baron buff still there, and the ace came in. So they should be losing an inner turret, if not an inhibitor turret, at the end of this. The good news is that the Man Immune finally transformed. You've got 2 items on everyone right now, and your support, he's got his completed item. The Knight's Vow here, so if they are able to play this a bit better, maybe they can take a fight, but the last one didn't go great. And they initiated that one. That was their decision to go in, so didn't turn out exactly the way they were hoping. But Ladong James here, he's struggling, and that's one of the reasons that Asura isn't really taking over this game, is that he is significantly behind the curve here, but he is starting to catch up. The CS is getting there, and he's starting to put together an item or two. Well, yeah, there is no next game. This is game 3, so I don't know. I think that maybe that was his thought process, but if it was, then I don't know what he's thinking, because we're not playing another game no matter what. But now we've got this dragon to concern ourselves with. It's an Inferno. Both teams would like to have that one, and just gonna be feeling each other out here, a little bit of poke, and here comes the engage. Engage Wizard goes in, but he's already dead. A good ultimate here. Ladong James gets stunned up. But the damage is coming through. Revnon finds a kill in the backline. McTrump is untouched so far. Now he gets pulled in by Shockpool, but the kiting is good. McTrump's still alive. It's a 3v3 now. But it's Ladong James, Okram, and Wreckful versus Revnon, McTrump, and Young Adrian, which means that Lane 0 have a slight advantage. They have a front line, in my opinion, as well as one of the members is rather behind here for Asura. They're taking the damage from the dragon as well. They're trying to secure this one, but neither side has a jungler or a smite. 2,000 health now. It's throwing out a few more autos. Oh, Cram gonna come with the ultimate. He does a lot of damage to Young Adrian. Oh, Trump gets the dragon! Revnon will fall for that, but I think you're okay with it. They get the Infernal. McTrump, I think, with just an auto. Maybe the W, the Void Seeker, but yeah, just picks it off. Nice and easy. So now 25 minutes, the gold is still favoring Asura by about 3,000, but Lane 0 Inferno looking to get back into this one a little bit in a much better situation at 25 minutes than they were last game. Our instants are picked up for the Lux, so Graham will not be buffing his 80 carry to a crazy degree. The Olaf starting to fall off, though. But with that, the Zaya and the Cassiopeia can start to do some crazy damage at this stage. No QSS is purchased. Zone used for Shock Pool, a stopwatch for Ladong, but nothing else. So Young Adrian's still going to get a lot of value out of his ultimate. The Nether Grasp will be very good. And now we clear our vision once again. Baron number 2 going to spawn soon. Another minute out. And now we wait. Gonna play around Baron Vision. Just see what happens. But it'll just be poking back and forth here from the Lux. The Malzahar a little bit. And pushing the minions in the mid lane. Asura are going to try and get priority there and move back for vision. Okay. I love League of Legends client. I love Riot Games. I wanted to watch this again because of how interesting it was. The first time around. I want to see them killing the creeps again. Age Wizard gotta be careful there. He does very quickly. He has gone in on every fight and died immediately every fight. He is not very tanky. Even with Aftershock proc, it seems like he's paper thin with this game. So now we push minions. People running out of wards, though. There's only a couple control wards left in inventory here. Lanes 0 Inferno have several, but none in the inventory here of Asura. Good ward will spot out the Baron being started. Lanes 0 know what's going on. Shock Pool gonna get hooked in here. Gonna get knocked up, and he may just fall really quickly. McTrump. He has no way. Oh, Shock Pool has ulted Age Wizard. Now he's going to buy some time with Zonies in the backside. It was hard to tell with all the stuff going on. But now that was a huge turnaround for Shock Pool. Ulting the support was a brilliant move. Triarch flashes it in, but he will not be able to find the axes necessary to get the kill. So now lane 0 actually down a man when they found the pick up against Shock Pool. But a very nice ult onto the support. Turn things around here. Baron at about half health. Double Ocean available for Asura. Inferno for McTrump in Inferno. Oh, Remnon flashes in. He found the 80 carry. Riskful throws at the feathers. Oh, this is not going exactly the way Inferno wanted to. McTrump, the only one left alive. That fight was really not that great. They funneled it into a choke point and weren't able to quite kill Riskful fast enough. He ulted, but, you know, before he died and was able to save his own life. There. Now the Baron will be started once again. Double Ocean healing him up, and McTrump really can't do much about it. Their ping's going down on the dragon that will spawn. As long as James is using Zonies for fun. Shock Pool. He's gonna go ahead and get knocked up here. He does not have the ultimate available. An Ocean will be the dragon spawning here. McTrump getting chunked out left to go back. There's no way to contest this. This dragon will go over. Triple Ocean for Asura. And Baron buff for them as well. Dong James gonna pick up that blue buff here. He's back in the game now. Seraph's, Morello, and now working on the Death Gap. Asura have the Q assist on Riskful now as well, but no one else. McTrump looking for a Zonia's maybe? Maybe a Banshee's Veil. So now vision being secured here. Potentially looking for a pick is Inferno. Trying to play around this Raptor pit maybe. Age Wizards are going through the rush. Oh, they're going for the engage here, but that's Triarch. He has the Ragnarok to come out of that one. Oh, Ladong James with a double stun on the backside. His young age and Revnon in trouble. Oh, here comes Ladong James, able to kill and get out of that precious well. Revnon up 1v4. This is going poorly once again here. He's going to go down. I don't know why Shockpool ulted him, but he did, and he falls regardless. Wanted to kill for himself here, and now Asura just might take this series, looking for the reverse sweep. They've got Baron. The base has not been broken yet, but they're looking to do so in the mid lane here. The inhibitor turret falls, and now the turret, or turret's down. The inhibitor's under fire. And here comes the engage alive. Going in, hooked onto Shock Pool by Age Wizard McTrump, DPSing onto Triarch. Tries to go in here, but he will just be hunted down. McTrump gonna go down, and Asura gonna take the game with him. Here comes young Adrian, but I think that there's not much he can do about it. Age Wizard on the backside coming through. But that's the Nexus under fire, and that will be the game here. Asura gonna come back with a reverse sweep. going to take the series 2-1. A really nice performance from them in the end. Turned it around, even had a bad early game in game 1. I mean, or game 3 rather, which was sort of juxtaposed against their first 2 games, which were very early game favored. But they'll come back and win the series here. Lane 0 Inferno falling. Kind of surprised by that one, honestly. After seeing game 1, felt pretty confident in Inferno, but they're going to end up losing this series here. Take a quick look at the standings here. Inferno and Asura T1 are on the top of Cream Conference. Asura was 2-0. Lane 0 Inferno was 2-1 coming into this match. So this could be a big match for later down the line to come tiebreakers for first and second place, or just who's getting the playoffs. We have no idea. It's still very early on. In fact, everyone in the Cream Conference right now has the wins. That's nice. I think there's going to be a lot of parity in this conference. But Asura and Lane 0 Inferno should be pretty good teams, maybe the front runners of this conference. So quite a match here, and Asura will come in on top, gonna secure themselves first place at 3-0 here. So they're looking pretty good to start off this weekend here. We'd love to close it out with another win and remain undefeated. They could be the only team undefeated. Church of Pooh is still undefeated right now. U.S. Army Esports, if I'm remembering right. I don't know. I'm looking at the website. Maybe that's not updated. But we do have another game tomorrow on Sunday at 8 p.m. So come around again for that. Should be another good match. U.S. Army Esports versus Akuma Blades. I think those are pretty evenly matched teams, so we should get a good match out of them. But yeah, GG to everyone. Well played. Lane 0 Inferno going to fall in this one. Asura T1 take it 2-1, coming back with a reverse sweep after losing game 1. And yeah, quite a match there. Back and forth, and in the end, Asura take it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. So you can check me out on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not Keos, C-O-E-S. Pretty simple. I don't know. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Thanks for sticking around to this late hour. I know you guys could be doing other things, you know, besides playing video games on a Saturday and or watching them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Sunday, 8 o'clock. That'll be our next match. U.S. Army Sports, Akuma Blaze. So come around for that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.